Will Leo Davidson face Proximus Caesar in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? The Planet of the Apes of 2001 showed us the story of Leo Davidson, an astronaut who got trapped on a planet dominated by apes and left us with questions that were never answered. But what would you think if I told you that we could still know what happened to Leo, and that his story could be connected to the villain of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Proximus Caesar? What if the ending we saw in the 2001 movie really connects with the new trilogy? Do you want to know more? Then stay tuned to this video. And for videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. To understand how these two films connect, we must begin with the story of Leo Davidson. In the year 2029, Leo Davidson worked in the U.S. Air Force Space Station Oberon, along with apes trained for space missions. His favorite companion is the chimpanzee Pericles. When a deadly electromagnetic storm approaches the station, Pericles is sent in a small capsule to probe the storm, but disappears as he enters it. Leo takes another capsule to go looking for him. Upon entering the storm, Leo loses contact with the Oberon station, and in the year 5021, he crashes on the planet Ashlar, ruled by humanoid apes who speak English and use horses for transportation, while treating humans as slaves. Leo meets Ari, a chimpanzee who opposes the mistreatment of humans. She buys Leo and another human slave named Dina to work in the house of her father, Senator Sandar. Leo manages to free himself and escapes with other humans, but they are pursued by General Thade and his forces. On their escape, Leo discovers the ruins of what the apes worship as a temple dedicated to their god Simos, but which are actually the remains of the Oberon station, which crashed on the planet thousands of years ago. From the Oberon station's computer records, Leo deduces that the apes on board originally, led by Simos, mutinied after the crash, giving rise to the two species Leo finds on Ashlar: the domineering apes and the enslaved humans. Using the capsule, Leo returns to Earth through the same electromagnetic storm that brought him to Ashlar. But to his surprise, he crashes in a Washington also dominated by evolved apes. With a monument dedicated to General Thade, Leo realizes in horror that somehow the apes have conquered the planet while he was away. Now, how does this story connect to the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? There is something that was not entirely clear in the 2001 movie, and that is, if the movie takes place on a planet other than Earth, why is it that when Leo arrives on Earth the apes have dominated it? There are two possible explanations for this. The first explanation is one that was used until the creation of this theory. According to the story, Leo arrived on that ape planet using a type of black hole, but the planet he arrives on is not Earth. And when Leo returns to Earth, Earth is controlled by apes. This means that the apes from the planet Ashlar somehow managed to time travel to the Earth of humans and conquer it, changing the history of mankind. However, this doesn't make much sense, because it would mean that not only did Ashlar's apes gain access to time travel, but that they returned to Earth. But what if we really misunderstood the story? Or maybe there's a lot more to the story than we thought. In the 2001 movie, we assumed that these were the same apes from the planet Ashlar, because there was a mural where General Thade was. However, for the Thade of the planet Ashlar and Earth to be the same, he must have traveled back in time and achieved conquest in his lifetime, as well as restructuring the ape society to look like the human one. Something doesn't make sense here. Either General Thade accomplished too many things on Earth, or this is not the same character. This is where the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes theory comes in. We know that Leo Davidson was in his own timeline, one that is completely different from the original movies, or the previous Planet of the Apes trilogy. But just because he's in his own timeline, doesn't mean he can't cross over to other timelines. And this is where this theory gets interesting. What if Leo really did arrive in Proximus Caesar's future? Proximus Caesar is the leader of the apes in the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We can see him in the trailer with technology in his hands, wearing a crown, and trying to build his legacy. According to his character synopsis, he wishes to build his empire on the ashes of human civilization. Suppose Proximus Caesar manages to acquire human technology and rebuild civilization, but with apes. We could see a future similar to the one Leo experienced. A world with intelligent apes. If this theory is correct, Leo will arrive in the future of the kingdom of the planet of the apes after Proximus Caesar rebuilds the civilization, and the name Thade would simply be a coincidence. Now, for Leo to get to the Proximus timeline, he doesn't need this theory to be true. He simply needed to repair his ship, the one we saw that was nearly destroyed at the end of the 2001 movie, and then use it to try to return to his planet. In this way, he could then reach the time of Noah, Raka, May, and Proximus Caesar. The actor who played Leo, Mark Wahlberg, has defended the director's vision for this film, and it was mentioned several times that he felt very sorry that the sequel to his film was cancelled, so we could still see the return of this astronaut. Seeing Leo Davidson take on Proximus Caesar would certainly be impressive and will surprise many fans. Maybe it's time to merge the timelines and have a shared Planet of the Apes universe, one that, while they wouldn't be able to control time travel or realities at all, could open the door to see different characters interacting with each other. Of course, many fans hate this idea and claim that continuing with time travel will only negatively affect the franchise, as it was what hurt the original films. But I think that the time travel, well worked, could be a good narrative tool to expand this universe. Personally, I know that the 2001 movie is one of the worst Planet of the Apes movies, but the story of Leo Davidson, I think, has a lot of potential, and we can still know a lot more about what happened to him. This question that was left in the Planet of the Apes universe, I think, is one that needs to be answered. And if time travel is added in this new trilogy, I think the best way would be to bring in someone familiar, and no one better than Leo Davidson. An astronaut who already had the experience of being in an ape world. But leave me your opinion in the comments. Do you think there is any kind of validity to these theories, or do you think this will never happen? Do you think we will never know what happened to Leo Davidson in that world? Or do you think they will eventually connect the movies? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You're on The Oasis Geek.